So there are lots of ways to use Docusign. I'm just going to show you the basic, most straightforward way today. People, when they try to figure out all of the ways before they really understand what they're doing, they end up mixing them together and not being able to get a complete signature. So master this way. Then if you're comfortable, there's lots of recordings on our YouTube channel called Advanced Docusign. And I go through different ways that you can use it that you may find more efficient, I guess. But this is the most straightforward way that I'm going to show you today. So the first thing that you have to do is make sure you have a Docusign account set up in your command. So when you're logged into command, if you go to settings, you should see Docusign here. And if it looks like this, then you are good to go. If it says connected and then your only option is to disconnect, you're good. If yours doesn't look like this and you see a button that says connect, you have to get that done. You do get a free account with KW. So when you click connect, a window will open up that asks for your name and email address. That will send a email, a registration email to your email, and you get started through there. Once you accept the invite, it will ask you to create a password and all that kind of stuff. It's super simple to set up. Stacy, yours should be done because you were just onboarded. Bill, I don't know if you had yours set up when we first switched over or not. So if yours doesn't look like this, that is the first step. The next step is to go into your contacts in command. So you need to make sure that the people you need to send things to for signatures are in your contacts. So I'm just going to quickly add a contact just to show you how simple it can be. So add contact. Stacy, you probably are not in my command yet, so I'm going to add you. So full name and then email. If I could type, that would be helpful. Obviously, if you're using this to keep your database, you're going to enter much more information than this. But for Docusign, you simply need name and email address. That's all you need. It's not a good database if you're only keeping that, but this is not a database class. So then I'm going to search for Stacy here. Here she is. So I'm just going to click on her name. It's going to open up her account or her contact within my account. And I'm going to go to opportunities. So opportunities, you can think of like a transaction. So you do have to create an opportunity in order to use Docusign. So we're going to click on opportunities here and then click create opportunity. There are other ways to get to opportunities. This button right here is the opportunities section of command. So if you have not seen this before, that's okay. This is just kind of a more straightforward way to get there. Okay, so Market Center, all of you on the call only belong to one Market Center, so that's never going to change. Team, if you're on a team, you'll want to select your team here. So Stacy and Bill, you'll always want to have your team in here. Opportunity type, you're going to choose either listing or buyer. We don't deal with rentals in Nova Scotia, so you can ignore those. Owner is if you're on a team, who owns this transaction. So sometimes it might be you, sometimes it might be your rainmaker. That's really up to your team and how you guys determine that. Your client has to be in here. So Stacy's automatically entered as my client because I created this opportunity from her contact card. If I have a second client, I can select them here. Again, they do have to be in your contacts. And guys, stop me if you have a question as we're going. Don't wait. Opportunity name, likely you're going to name it whatever the property address is. So I'm just going to do 123 Main Street. The custom tags, again, that's up to you or your team, how you use them. You might track where your lead came from, where this transaction is from. Some teams have tags for which agent is dealing with it. Estimated close date isn't a required field. For Docusign, it's not required. Estimated list price, you can put this in, you don't have to, it's up to you. again, this is not an opportunities training, but the opportunities does create a pipeline calculating your upcoming commissions. So in order for that to work, you do have to put in the listing price, but for Docusign, you don't have to. Commission rate is a required field, so you do have to put something in there. For Docusign, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's wrong, it's okay. For Docusign, it doesn't matter. And then opportunity phase and stage. Those are where in the pipeline is this transaction going. Again, for Docusign, it does not matter at all. So I know that seems like it's a bit complicated and time consuming. So I'm actually just going to close out of here and show you how quickly it's created when I'm not explaining and you're only kind of filling in what needs to be filled in. Stacey,
one question.
Yeah.
When you're putting in at the bottom down there, the estimated listing price. So at first, when I listed mine, when I was inputting my opportunity, I didn't know what the price was. Should I go back to my pipeline correct?
Yes. So if you're using the pipeline to keep track of your commissions, which in my opinion, you should be, then yes, you should go in and enter the actual listing price. If you guessed when you were first creating the opportunity, you can go in and change it to what it is now. Maybe you have to do a price reduction down the road, then you can go in again and edit it to whatever it changes to. So if you're using it for the pipeline purpose, yes, keep it correct. For Docusign, it does not matter. Okay. So I'm going to close out of this and create the opportunity, all you need for Docusign. So again, create opportunity. I'm going to leave that on listing. I'm going to change this to the address. I'm going to add my second client. Okay, so I know when I'm explaining it, it seems like it's a big deal, but that's how long it actually takes. So once you create it, you're just going to click on the title and it's going to open up your opportunity. So I'm just going to pause for a second and show Stacey how to edit. Again, this isn't related to Docusign, but to edit anything in your opportunity, you just click this pencil right here. So within the opportunity, we're on the details tab. So you can see here's my two clients. I can see the information about their contact, the opportunity name. I named it 123 Main Street, so I can see that here. Okay, so now to get to Docusign, I'm just going to click on Documents. And then I'm going to click Start a Transaction. So when I click Start a Transaction, it's going to open a new tab, which opens up Docusign. Really wants me to log into someone else's account lately, but so log into your own account. So in Docusign, the folders per se are called rooms. So you can see I'm on the Rooms tab here. It automatically created a room for me. It automatically named it 123 Main Street because that's what I named my opportunity. Okay. So to send documents, I'm going to fill them out in web forms. I'm not actually going to do this right now. So you're going to open web forms, fill out all your paperwork the way you always have been, and then just download them to your computer. Okay. Then in Docusign, I'm going to go to envelopes. So this is corny, but I think it does help people remember. If you were to send paperwork via Canada Post Mail, you can't just put paperwork in the mailbox. You have to put it in an envelope. So just try and remember that every time you send something, it has to go in an envelope. Okay. So you can have 50, well, I don't know, there's probably no limit, but you can have as many envelopes per room as you want. So every envelope is going to be related to 123 Main Street. So first I might have an envelope that is the listing paperwork that I'm sending. Maybe 2 weeks time, I'm going to have an envelope that is a price adjustment. Maybe down the road, I'm going to have an envelope that is an amendment to extend the expiry date. Those things don't really happen right now, but 2 years ago, those were real. Then I'm going to have an envelope that is an offer. When I get an offer on my listing, I'm going to upload it in here. The buyer's agent's going to email it to me. I'm going to upload it here and send it to my seller to sign. Okay, so all the envelopes are related to the same transaction. You can have as many envelopes as you want. So on the envelopes tab, I'm clicking new. So the envelope name, I'm going to name this one listing documents because that's what I'm going to send right now. Then I need to add documents to the envelope. So I'm just going to click more and upload. I have a Mickey Mouse listing here. So I'm going to send all 3 of these documents. So the WWR, the seller's designated, and the input form. So I'm going to add them all. Now I need to add my recipients. So who am I sending this to? Who needs to sign? So add recipient, and I can click on room participants, and they got pulled from my opportunity. So here are my 2 clients that need to sign. And then myself as the listing agent. So because I'm putting an SDBA in here, which the listing agent has to sign, I'm going to add myself. Now you can set a signing order. It doesn't really make sense in this situation to do it, but let's pretend I'm writing an offer with my buyers, but I have a jam-packed day and I don't have time to wait for them to sign and then get it off to the buyers or to the listing agent. I could put my 2 clients in as number 1 and pretend I'm the listing agent. I could set it like this. So as soon as my 2 clients sign the offer, my 2 buyers sign their offer, it automatically will get sent to the listing agent. And I changed it to just receives a copy because they're not going to sign anything. They just need to get it. Does that make sense? I don't suggest it, especially if you're new. You should review an offer that your clients have signed before you send it to the listing agent. But it is an option to set signing orders. So who gets them when? And then down here is just the email subject and email message. So whatever you want to send to your clients. So 1, 2, 3, main listing. Whatever you want to say to your clients. Then we click next. And it's going to open up those documents. And now I just need to place who needs to initial or sign where. All right, so we have my WWR and my 2 clients need to initial here. So over on the left, I have a drop down with all 3 people who I said need to sign. So first we have Jess, and so Jess is blue. So now I'm going to click initial and place a blue initial box here. I'm gonna make it smaller. And now I need Stacy to initial. So Stacy's purple. I'm going to put a purple initial box here. Everyone good with that? Make sense? Okay. So now I need signatures. So remember, I filled this out in web form, so it's already filled in. So now I need their signatures. So I need Stacy's signature, which is purple, and Jessica's signature, which is blue. Now, when you're doing signatures, you need to date the signatures. So you have to use this date signed field. I'm just going to put blue below and go back to Stacy and put hers up here. A requirement with electronic signatures is that the electronic signature program timestamps the signatures. So you have to use these fields in order for that to appear here. So these will automatically fill in the date and the time that the signatures happen. So the purple one obviously matches the purple signature and the blue one matches the blue signature. So they'll be different if your clients sign at different times. So it's important that they sign things by deadlines. So again, initials down here. So a quick time saving tip is I know on the SDBA, I need initials in the same spot on the next couple of pages. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click and drag over these initial boxes, which is going to highlight both. On my keyboard, because I'm on a PC, I'm going to click Control-C. If you're on a Mac, it's Command-C. Then scroll to the next page and do Control-V or Command-V, which will paste it on the next page. It puts it in the exact same spot. So it just saves you a couple seconds and some clicking back and forth. Then down here, we have more signatures. So I'm going to put signature and date signed. And now here for the first time, I have to sign. So I'm going to put the third color in. Okay, any questions? No? Okay, a couple tips because I have OCD. If you drag all of these, so click and drag over, it will highlight them all. This will pop up. I can align them. So if I want all of them to match the furthest left, I just click that button and then they're aligned. Okay, that makes me really happy. I don't know if anyone else cares. There are other fields. So there's a text box. If you were supposed to put in additional provisions, you forgot when you were in web forms, you can now add a text box and add it in. The thing about text boxes is the person who it's assigned to can fill it out. So if I had this assigned to Stacy, I can still type in here as I'm preparing the document, but when I send it to Stacy, she could change it. She could erase what I have. She could add to it. She could do anything she wants. So don't assign any text boxes to your clients unless it's a PDS. That's really the only thing they should be typing on. So make sure it's assigned to yourself if you need to add something. That way they can't touch it. Under this pencil here, there is a line. So if you needed to like cross out a clause, you can do that here. I know you can do it in web forms too, but again, if you forget, then if we did that, we would need everybody to initial, you know, the usual. Okay, everyone good still? Couple other tips. So right now I am not clicked on any field. So if I click on a field, the menu on the right changes, but if I just click on the document, I'll get a summary of all of the pages over here. And then these tabs appear. So the blue person and the purple person have something to do on this page. So I can quickly scroll through and see who has something on each page. So if you have a page that's blank, like I didn't actually get down to the input form, chances are I missed something. Usually there needs to be at least an initial on each page. So it's a quick glance before you click send. Just make sure you didn't miss anything. Or if you have 3 clients and you scroll through and one of the pages only has 2 spots, then you missed one of them on that page. Any other tips? You can, if you brought over the wrong color, so let's say I brought this over as purple. Obviously this is wrong. That should be both clients. You can click on the field and change it on the right instead of deleting it and then pulling over the right person. Any questions? No? Okay. So once you're done, you click send. That's how simple it is. So Jess, Stacy, and I all are going to get emails. If you guys can go sign, that would be cool. So you can, those of you who aren't signing, you can see my screen. This is the email that your clients would get. They just click review documents. Continue, start, and it brings them to anything that they have to do. So here's the text box that was assigned to me. See, I can continue to type in it if I want. So make sure you're not doing that with your clients. So I got an email that Jessica Dort viewed the listing, Stacy Vries viewed the list, or sorry, the documents. So your Docusign keeps you in the loop of what your clients are doing, so you don't miss anything. I now have an email that it's completed. So all 3 of us have now done what we needed to do. So I got an email that it's completed. All of the documents are attached. Jess and Stacy got the exact same email. So this helps you whenever you get something signed by your clients, you have to provide them with the completed copy. This automatically does it for you. Okay, they automatically get this email, so you don't have to remember to do it. So you can see now in my room, if I just refresh here, my envelope will change to completed. So this is now completed. So in my room of 123 Main Street, I have these tabs here, so I can go back to my documents tab. It will give me all the documents. So it gives me the original that I uploaded as well as the signed version of all of them. If you don't want to make any mistakes, you can come in and remove the originals so you don't accidentally use them for anything. So you can delete the originals. So now you only have the signed versions in there. You do get a certificate per envelope. So that's why naming envelopes are important. Remember, I named that envelope listing docs. If you do not add those date signed fields with your signatures, you need to submit the certificate. So this is what the certificate looks like. It basically is a summary of when people signed, where they were at, what IP address, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. So normally you don't need this, but if you forget to add that timestamp, date timestamp, this covers you. But if you have 50 envelopes in here and you don't name your envelopes, they all say certification envelope name or something like that. So if you name your envelopes, then you'll be able to find the proper certificate later. I had someone who needed to find a certain certificate and they were all named the exact same thing and it was awful. So try and name your envelopes because now you know if you missed it on the SDBA, it was for the listing docs envelope and you can come easily find it.
Can you rename them after, or is it?
No.
Okay. I know for my team, they have a very specific way of,
yeah.
So just in case I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any questions? Okay, that's really it. That's how you use Docusign. I mean, there are more features now in this Documents tab. If you want to get fancy, I can add, I thought I could. Oh. Never mind. I thought I could break these into folders. You definitely can. I just somehow don't know how right now.
I think it was under actions.
Oh yeah, sorry, add folder. So if, for example, you want a folder for your listing documents, you could move those. And then once you have an accepted offer on your listing, you could move it. You could create like accepted offer buyers McDonald or whatever. Then if that were to fall, you got a new accepted offer, you could do accepted offer Salon Whites, whatever the buyer's names are, just to keep it organized for yourself so you don't find things or get them confused. So I would just move these. Oh man. Never mind, I don't know how to do this apparently. Oh, there we go, folder in current room, listing documents. There we go. You can merge things. So I do get the question a lot, like, or separate things. Sometimes an agent will send you individual pages scanned and you want to combine them. So you have like your whole APS as one document. You can put them in here, check them both off, and there's a combine button. You can choose the order just by dragging them here. We'll call this a, obviously this isn't a good example, but APS whole, if you were trying to combine that. Or sometimes they'll send you like the counter and the APS combined and you want them separated. You can do that. Man, I haven't done this in a while. split. So right click on it and click split. Once these load, you can see. So if I want to split these, I'm going to go pages 1 to 2. And then the next one is SDVA 3 to 6. Okay, so you can use Docusign to kind of do like PDF maneuvering if you wish. All right. That's really all I have. Those are extras. Most people don't use it for that kind of stuff, but just know that it exists. If you have them in your Docusign anyway, you might as well use it rather than finding some random website to do it for you and download them and upload them.
Erin?